What's up, guys? This is Chad at All Dogs Off-Road, and today we have our 2025 Toyota 4Runner SR5, and we're going to be doing one of the things that I've been really excited about is swapping out the shocks, front and rear. We did the Space Eraser install on this previously, and it rode much better than stock, but I've been unhappy with the factory shocks, the Tokikos. They're just a basic twin tube, and they're kind of firm, even around town driving. Ever since having the 4Runner, I've been really excited to swap them out, and we've got some Fox 2.0 Performance Series shocks and coilovers that we're going to throw on the vehicle right here, right now. Lift-wise, we should end up at about exactly the same spot. These Fox 2.0s are supposed to be set at 2¼ inch from the factory, so hopefully we can throw them on and not see any difference and not have to make any adjustments to them. I mentioned already that we have the Space Eraser installed on this truck already, so we've already got rear lift coils on there. We're not going to be changing those today. So at the rear, we're just going to be changing out the rear shocks, and then at the front, we'll be swapping coilovers, and we'll be going to get in alignment. Now, I'm a big fan of the Fox 2.0 Performance Series shocks. We use a lot of them in our Nissan applications, and I expect that they'll be just as good for the Toyota stuff here. I really like that they have an aluminum shock body versus a lot of the other manufacturers that are running steel. And also, these are rebuildable and revalvable. One big reason why I chose to go with the 2.0s versus like Fox's 2.5 Performance Elites or other, bigger, fancier shocks is that this 4Runner is going to see a lot of highway miles, and the big shocks will typically have a spherical bearing connection at top and at bottom, and so there's no rubber or polyurethane that will dampen NVH, noise, vibration, harshness. In long road trips and drives, what that translates to is all the vibrations from the road get transmitted directly to the chassis, and then it can cause driver fatigue over time. So I specifically wanted the 2.0s because they've got rubber bushings or polyurethane bushings to kind of dampen or isolate that NVH out. They're not going to be as high performance as like a 2.5 remote resi, but I'm not out running trails at high speed for long durations of time. This is primarily a long road trip driving vehicle and mild off-road or overlander. So this will be more than sufficient for what I do. And another thing too is they're less expensive than like a set of Performance Elites or Kings or whatever else. So join me. So we've already buzzed our tires off on the rear, and we're starting with the rear rather than the front, which is atypical for us. Normally when we're doing videos, we start at the front, but the rear is just gonna be super simple, so we're just gonna knock that out. But got the tires off. We're gonna support one side at a time, and then we're going to unbolt the factory shock and then swap the Foxy boys in. So we got the shock in right now. It's just a basic stem top style. So you'll have your lower steel washer, lower rubber bushing, upper steel washer, and nut. That's a 19 millimeter, and then your lower shock bolt is 17 millimeter. The gas charge is pretty firm on these, so it will help to have a second person to help you compress. So what we did was we put the lower shock bolt in, then compressed the shock to line it up to the stem mount on the frame, and then guided it up, snugged it down. Pretty basic for the most part. We're gonna go do the other side the same way, and then we'll move on to the front. The rear was easy. It's a little warm today, sorry guys. I would say maybe about 3/4 inch more wheel travel in the rear, it looks like. We'll take some measurements to verify if I can find a tape measure later, but definitely a little bit more droop in the rear, which was nice. Hopefully we get the same from the front. We'll go and pull the tires up front and we'll start swapping out for the coilovers. Okay, so now we're going to start at the front. We're going to buzz the lug nuts off, get the wheels out of the way, and then we'll fish the coilover out like we did on our spacer racer install video. We'll do that here in just a minute. Boom! All right, we got the coilover out. We're going to swap the new one in. We're going to see if we can get it in without disconnecting anything. So we might struggle here a little bit and then give up. But hopefully we can get her in without much of a fuss. That would be nice. Nice. All right. So that went in a little bit easier than expected, so we didn't have to disconnect the tie rod. We did take the misalignments off, and it was a little bit tricky getting the knuckle and everything pushed down to get the lower shock bolt started, but that was pretty easy. Pry bar and a second set of hands definitely makes that a lot easier. So we got it mounted, we're going to tighten it up, and then we'll go to the other side. So on these Fox shocks, or on all Toyota top hats, you have a square pattern. It's going to be longer here, shorter here, and that's how you know that this is your front. Aside from on the Foxes, there's the cut here that's going to tell you to point toward the engine. Whereas on the Toyota OE top hats, there's a arrow that says out on it, so that points away from the engine. So that's kind of your reference point.
What the hell? There we go.
Jeez.
Yep. Super.
So we got our coilovers in and everything torqued back to spec. 195 on the forward shock bolt, 110 on the sway bar end link, and then we just hand tight the top nuts. They're probably, I think they're 33-ish foot-pound or something. But we're gonna throw tires on and see where we end up. We got about a ½ inch more droop in the front, and I think almost 1.5 inches more in the rear, which is surprising. So one nice thing, the Fox kit is gonna give you a little bit more wheel travel, and we'll be excited to get the tires on it and take it for alignment and see how it drives. Again, these new Toyotas, very easy to work on compared to the previous gens, so very happy with that. It's almost like, it's not as easy as a Nissan when it comes to taking the coilover in and out, but it's pretty close. Alright guys, we got her all buttoned up and done. We just took our little test drive around our cul-de-sac. It's much smoother. My big complaint with the factory shocks was it wasn't smooth. It just like, it wasn't bouncy. It was too firm on valving or something, whereas the Fox have really smoothed things out, which I'm very, very happy with. We're gonna go take her over for alignment now and have them finish that out. And then probably the next things for this guy will be definitely tires. I'm not sure on wheels. If you guys have any suggestions on wheels in like a positive 30-35-ish offset, let us know. We may also just run some Spider Trax wheel spacers, kind of waffling back and forth on it at the moment, but she looks great. I think we're really happy with her. Thank you very much for joining us, and if you're interested in this sort of thing, we'll have more videos here in the near future as we start to deep dive into the platform and figuring out cool little tips and tricks that can be done to them. So peace.